On any given Friday night, Egan Young Life sends out dozens of high school and adult leaders to win the friendships of lost teenagers.
As long as high school kids in our city mill around at ball games, looking for love in all the wrong places.
As long as they desperately seek their identity based on their crowd of friends and reputation.
As long as high school kids limp through the stands, broken by family strife, enslaved by alcohol, sex, and drugs.
I want to be found there, not in the adult section where it's respectable and controlled. I want to be found right in the middle, where profanity and vulgar, blurred obscenity.
Where arrogant and reckless facades hide wounded hearts filled with insecurity and fear.
I want to be found right in the middle of those kids, where God has positioned me to shine forth His grace, His truth, His love, and His hope.
If you've ever been to a football game on a Friday night, you can't help but notice the two worlds that seem to collide in one stadium. The adults in one section, and right in front of them, that reckless, often uncontrolled world where teenagers fill the student section. But if you've ever taken a moment to glance over at that world of teenagers, you may have noticed some seemingly random adults standing, cheering, and laughing right alongside those high school kids. And there's a good chance that those adults are Young Life leaders. We do this in hopes that we might step into their lives, give them a meaningful confrontation with the God of the universe, and share with them the old story of Jesus and His love for them. As Young Life leaders, we journey to the high school to fulfill the Great Commission, knowing that teenagers are lonely and hurting, and like Jesus, we can learn their names and become their friends. And it's not just a football game, it's throughout the week, in the lunchroom,
on Sunday afternoon,
tutoring calculus for the urgent and desperate,
at practice on Wednesday afternoon,
in between classes, I get to be a light.
in small groups,
we call campaigners,
where we go deeper with kids,
In life,
and faith,
at the local skate parks,
on a ski trip or a camping trip where we break away from the facades, the fronts that we rely upon to get us through the teenage years, and we open our hearts and minds to the healing truth of God's love expressed for us in Jesus Christ.
This testimonial was filmed in front of a live studio, Tony. My name is Ben Roloff, and I am a senior at Egan High School. I remember the first thing he said was, I'm your coach, I'm Tony Ripley, and I know you guys are on the B team, but we're going to have so much more fun than the A team. And I was just thinking to him, like, I don't think that's what I want. I'd rather be on the A team. No, yeah, I don't want to be on the B team. And I just heard so many of my friends on the A team just crying all year, oh, it's not fun, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really get involved into Young Life until the summer of my junior year. I was kind of staying out of it to be cool, and I went on the ski trip every year, and that was a little selfish of me because I just kind of took advantage of that. Before Young Life, I used to go to church every once in a while, like when I was a little kid, and there's a big gap of going to church for me. My favorite thing about Young Life is probably summer camp because it was promised to be the best week of my life, and it really was. I would say the initial push toward Christianity for me was at camp when I had this really deep, long conversation with Tony, and we just kind of talked about what happened at club, and it started to get really deep, and basically just talking about why I'm the way that I am, which is pretty intense. I guess the driving forces for me still are my campaigners group. It's the best. Every week there's always a really cool message. Like last week we just talked about forgiveness, and something so simple that's so difficult, and we just talked about why that is the way that it is, and that was just really cool for me. And just having it relate to me in just different aspects of my life that I can kind of transition it into, oh, I can use this here, or I can kind of putting it into play for me is really cool.
My name is Lisa Carrazzo and I'm a junior at Egan High School. Young Life Club is an amazing place to go. It's my favorite part of the week is Monday because of Young Life Club. It is just so much fun and everyone's so real and we just get crazy and no one really cares what people think of them and it's just a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A surprise party. I am so freaking excited.
And Aunt Sue really likes surprises.
I'm Lisa for the camera. I'm Ashley Gibbs and I'm a junior at Egan High School. I think my favorite part of Young Life is probably the people that I've met and how it's really helped me to open up to people. And
my name is Laurel Anderson and I am a senior at the School of Environmental Studies. Young Life gives me a chance to be a missionary every day. I learned through Young Life that I don't need to go to Africa to be a missionary. I can be a missionary in my own backyard. I feel like I've been able to touch so many people's lives, so much more than I would have on any other experience.
It's a chance for us to be real and to share share the things that are going on in our life, and it's really helped me get through some struggles that I've gone through. And
I became a leader was because I wanted to be able to be friends with these people and connect with them on a deeper level, and just be someone that can be there for other kids and kind of be the hands and feet of Jesus. There are a few kids who have been struggling with things in life, and they started to let me in on these struggles that they were going through so that I could be there for them and help them, and not only help them with what I can do, but also show them this guy named Jesus who can help more than anyone else can.
Everything just kind of starts to gain meaning, and so it was all just kind of in the moment, and I'm I really see now what I've been missing without not really acknowledging that he's in my life. And now that I had found him, it was really easy for me to say, you know what, I give my life to Jesus because I need his help and I can't go through life on my own.
My name is Sam Fisher. I'm a junior and I go to Egan High School. The thing about Young Life is that I get to be around people my age. I really enjoy that because I can be who I am. I don't have to be embarrassed if I make a mistake or anything like that.
My son Sam became involved with Young Life this year as a junior in high school. Right away, the very first night, he came home and he was a different kid. He looked positive, he looked more confident, and wanted to go to the Castaway weekend. And when Paul picked him up that weekend, he asked him how the weekend was, and Sam said, "Only the best weekend of my life." That's a positive thing for a parent to hear. And youth leaders at Young Life, it's just been a wonderful experience for us. And I thank you.
So if you'd seen me walking down the halls or just going to class, I don't think you would have ever known what was actually going on with me, because I had perfect grades, I went to church, I was confirmed, I had a normal family, I had everything just seemed normal, but it really wasn't at all on the inside. The first time that I cut myself was in 7th grade. I don't think anybody would have expected that I was struggling with depression and struggling with suicide. What was going on with me was so complex and just incredibly difficult for me to even understand. I don't know how I could explain it to anybody else, but I know that there are plenty of teenagers that understand, because I know that there are so many people that go through the same thing. Learning that God cares about me was probably the biggest change that I went through, and I had just a complete epiphany one night at summer camp where everything made sense. And I decided that there is no reason that I would be on this earth if God didn't care about me. And that's something that I remember all the time. And it's something that gets me through when I'm upset or I don't, feel good about myself. I know that he cares about me anyways. Young Life has been absolutely like world-changing, life-changing, just everything changed. It gave me the motivation to change everything that was wrong in my life and to find positives, and being introduced to Jesus has just absolutely moved me and inspired me to go like change other people's lives and introduce them to the same like amazing thing. I'm Shannon Skelly and I'm a junior at Egan High School.
Love is here. Love is